Champions, champions, ole, ole, ole. Hello and welcome to the Chelsea Fans Channel. We've done it. We are league champions once again and we are feeling bellissimo. So as customary for this time of the year, thought we'd have a little look back over the course of the season. It's end of year presentation time and let's me and you work out who we think Chelsea's player of the season is for 2016-2017. Now, if I could dish out 23 player of the year medals, I would, but they ain't the rules. The rules are we can only have one winner. So the way I've gone about this is I've selected one from player from defence, a player from midfield and a player from attack. And then I'm going to give you who I think our player of the year is. Obviously, in the comments below, I want you to argue with me. I want you to tell me where I've got it wrong, who I haven't included, and all the other usual stuff. Before we get going proper, there's got to be some honourable mentions here. It wouldn't be right, it wouldn't be fair if we just dive straight into it without mentioning the likes of Courtois in goal. What a fantastic season that boy's had. I'd like to mention David Luiz. I think he has been an absolute revelation since coming back to Chelsea from PSG. Really surprised a lot of us, surprised a lot of his haters out there, and he's been absolutely fantastic all year. Azpilicueta alongside him has played in every minute of every game, just solid as a rock as usual. And obviously up front, the goals of Diego Costa firing us through to the league title. None of this would have been possible without him. So they're my honourable mentions. Let's park them over there. Well done, lads. And now we get down to the nitty-gritty. So from the three defence, midfield, attack, I've picked Gary Cahill, option number 1, N'Golo Kante, option number 2, and Eden Hazard, option number 3. So our defensive candidate is the one and only Mr. Gary Cahill. I think Gary Cahill has improved immeasurably this season. Since we went to 3 at the back, he's had that responsibility alongside, Dave and alongside David Luiz of making Chelsea a tight ship. And I think he's managed to do that fantastically. He's been Mr. Reliable, Mr. Consistent for us this year. And I don't know if you feel the same, but there's something quite John Terry-esque about Gary Cahill these days. Obviously, he ain't JT, but I think he's done a really good job this season of filling JT's boots because, he's improved this game in every way defensively, aerial headers and aerial challenges and winning balls in the air. I think he's one of the most consistent defenders in the Premier League for winning those battles. His positional play seems to be much, much better than it used to be in the old days. And also his sort of leadership. Obviously, he's got the captain's armband now. But you can see him marshalling his defence and telling people where they need to be in a way that really, really reminds me of a John Terry of, previous seasons. Like his, defensive cohorts, he's played practically every second of every game this season, certainly in the league. And not only that, not only has he been a defensive rock for us, why he's pushed himself ahead of the likes of Luiz and Azpilicueta into the run in here is because he's found this goal-scoring streak to his game that I don't think we even knew he had. I think he's scored 8 goals in all competitions now, which is more than the likes of, Rooney probably and a lot of other decent strikers out there. 6 of those have been in the Premier League. And it's little things like that have edged him above Dave and David Luiz into my top running for the Player of the Year award. So, defensively, I'm going to go for Gary Cahill. Let me know in the comments below whether you agree with that choice. So, nomination number 2 is for N'Golo Kante. And I think signing him was one of the best bits of business Chelsea have done in recent memory, certainly. I was going to say ever, and I might even back that. He has been fantastic this year. I think he's the first player since Eric Cantona to win the league in consecutive seasons with 2 different teams. And people at United talk about the way Eric Cantona changed their club when he signed for them back in the sort of early to mid-90s. I'm not saying Kante's arrival at the Bridge has changed Chelsea as a football club, but boy, has he made a difference to our starting 11. When you look back to the performances that we were sitting through week in, week out last year, especially under the Jose Mourinho tenure, when everyone in that side looked like they didn't give a damn, they didn't want to be there, no one wanted to be wearing the blue shirt, there was no passion, commitment, energy, it was just flat as a pancake week in, week out. Transform that way of thinking to how we've been this year. And a lot of that is down to our new number 7. His tenacity, his buzzy bee, like tackle the ball, intercept. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's been an absolute joy to watch, and I think, his little interceptions and the way that he can just break play up and just snub out, any danger that the opposition teams, bring our way. And his job is so simple and effective, but it's because of him that we've been able to, express ourselves, in a much more freely way this season going forward. Because Hazard and all the other attacking players, they know that their boy Kante is going to be, looking after them defensively, so that gives them the license to push on and create offensively. A lot of people talk about the 3-4-3 formation, and when Conte made the decision to bring that formation in, that was a huge factor behind our success and the huge winning streak we went on. And I totally agree with that. But let's not give Antonio all the credit for the 3-4-3, because I think the 3-4-3 wouldn't work without Kante in the side. The only reason that works with a 3 at the back is because everyone else in the team knows that Kante is going to be protecting those 3 centre-backs. And as I've just said, it's his involvement just in front of them that allows the players around him to fulfil their achievement to the highest level. His engine, I could go on about all day. His interceptions, his tackles. I think he's got 80, a little stat I pulled for you today, 80 critical interceptions this season, which is more than any other player. He's been lauded in the press and in the media as, Player of the Year. He's already won the Football Writers Player of the Year. I think he's won the official one as well. And he absolutely deserves it. Whether he's going to win our one here on the Chelsea Fans Channel, we're not sure yet, but let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on N'Golo Kante's season this year, and does he deserve to win Chelsea's Player of the Year? Let me know. So my attacking nomination is going to be for Eden Hazard. Now, I was really torn over this one because obviously it was very, very difficult to leave Diego out. But there were certain things that made me go, okay, I'm going to go for Eden over Diego. One of them being maybe, the recent speculation that Costa's going to go to China, and the fact that Costa hasn't necessarily put that rumour to bed gives Hazard, the edge in this argument. But, Hazard has had a fantastic season, right? He's back to his best, and he's actually better than his best. If we're saying his best in a Chelsea shirt was when we won the league under Mourinho, not the season just gone, obviously, the one before that, and he was on fire, he was electric, he was our talisman. Last season, it felt like he just decided to have 12 months off. He wasn't at the races, he was overweight, he didn't want to play for Jose, yada, yada, yada. We could go on about it forever, but Hazard was not the player who we knew and loved from the year before. Now, sometimes, players can have one great season or whatever, and then they just sort of peter off and, and that's them. They never reach those same heights that they did earlier on in their career. And maybe there was an argument that could have happened to Hazard, but thank goodness it didn't. I think Antonio Conte coming in, this year has been an absolute revelation, because he was able to kick those players up the arse, the likes of Hazard, the likes of Costa, that needed a kick, and he responded fantastically. A lot of people have talked about Kante and why he should be the Player of the Year, and I'm not necessarily disagreeing with that, but what I will say here is I think with Eden Hazard, you've got a player who can win a game by himself. He can change, in my opinion, he is the number one game changer in the whole of the Premier League. Even if Chelsea aren't playing well, he's an option. He's an option. Ping it out to him out wide, and then let him, have the balls to go and take on an entire team by himself. And, 9 times out of 10, come up with either a fantastic assist, a decent shot, or hopefully even a goal at the end of it. His stats this year speak for themselves. He's done, so far at the time of recording anyway, he's done 135 successful take-ons, which is more than any other player in the league. He's got 15 goals to his name so far, 5 assists, and I think it's just been an all-round consummate, fantastic performance from our number 10. I hope Zidane and all those lot at Real Madrid stay away. Give us at least another year with him, please. But you got to credit this boy for, his bravery. Let's not forget how much stick he gets from defenders, how many knocks and stuff like that he gets. You never see him getting up, complaining, whinging, arguing with the ref, arguing with fellow, professionals, arguing with defenders. He takes the knocks, he gets up, and he gets some of the game. And I absolutely love that about him. You know, his pace, his skill, his all-round game is just fantastic. And, you know, with the likes of Messi and Ronaldo, potentially one day they're going to start dropping off a bit, then you bet your bottom dollar that Hazard is in that next group of people to come and be like the absolute pinnacle of world football. I hope and pray that he's still in a Chelsea shirt when that day comes, but that's yet to be seen. So, out of Cahill, Kante and Hazard, I'm going to go with Eden Hazard. For me, he is our player of the season. It could have gone to anyone, but the fact that Hazard has been consistent from August right up until May, he's provided goals, he's provided assists, he's provided moments of brilliance. You know, let's not forget when he took on the Arsenal team and made, you know, the Arsenal defenders look like ragdolls. And the fact that he's playing for Chelsea now with a smile on his face and he kind of looks like he wants to be at the bridge is everything to me. So for me, my vote is going to you, Eden Hazard. Everyone who's watching this, let me know in the comments below if I've made the right choice or if you think it should have gone to someone else. Remember, blue is the colour, and come on you champions.